That sugar is so addictive. We've made songs about it. It's like candy, and we all love it. And some of us have an addiction for it that we're trying to break. What's going on, YouTubers and returning life gamers? We're doing life game fitness today, and we're talking about my 5 tips to help you break up with sugar. Get rid of that bad woman. You don't need her in your life, and there are some tips you can utilize to get rid of it. If you're just now finding my channel for the first time, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Click this notification bell so that you are down every time I drop a new Life Games video, because we're all about improving the quality of your life. And if you find my videos very helpful, please share my videos. And if you want to get all access to me and get some of my fitness giveaways, join my Patreon. That link is in the video description. Over there, if you need a meal plan, you want some one-on-one about what you're doing in your diet or whatever, I respond very quick to my Patreon. So let's go ahead and take a video tour of how you can kick sugar to the curb. What's good, YouTube? All knowing, all loving, all feeling, all seeing, all powerful. Just damn all everything. The sexy as hell host, bringing you guys life game fitness, trying to help you make those summertime gains, those lifestyle gains in your fitness criteria. And today I'm following up on a video I done about a sugar addiction, because a lot of us have it and we don't even know it. And we're going to discuss some of the things I've done from my notebook that helped me do it. But first, let me put on my +7 glasses of sexy as hell, work on skilling this craft to give you a better informed review and a better visual experience as well. And if you like these glasses, check my video description box, pharmo.com. You can get some. They're very cheap and they make you enhance your viewing pleasures. So we talked about if you have a sugar addiction. Now we need to talk about how you can divorce that bad woman, how you can get over that sugar addiction. And I typically joke with my clients about my issues with sugar, and I used to always tell them that if a woman really wanted to get me in a lewd position, she didn't need alcohol, she didn't need to slip me a roofie, all she had to do was slip me a lot of sugar. And still to this day, if my wife really wanted to get me acting the fool, all she gotta do is give me sugar. Sugar me up and I act like I'm drunk. And so I don't want people to be succumb to that, let alone the health issues you have. So let's talk about what I documented that helped me break the sugar addiction. And number 1, figure out, why are you eating so much sugar? Are you just doing it because you're addicted to the taste? Are you doing it to feel full? What are the emotions going into overeating on your sugar? Pinpoint that and write it down. And then the next time it's time for you to eat dessert, figure out a way to say no. Sometimes just knowing why you're doing something helps you break the behavior. And for me, a lot of times I was just eating it just because it was there. And that's what you don't want to do. Get it out of your life. Find a way to substitute it. One thing you can do is substitute sugary foods with fruit. That's kind of like a down step, which is on my list, and we'll talk about that in a second. Number 2 thing to try to break up with sugar is, don't try to go cold turkey. Down step it, slowly but surely. So if you're someone who's drinking or who's eating sugar every single day, you just gotta have it. Try going one day with sugar, the next day without it. Put yourself on a step down program to break away from sugar, almost like a detox. It's kind of what you gotta do. I've seen a lot of people just say, I'm gonna go cold turkey. They don't eat sugar for a whole week, and then the very next week, you see them eating double the sugar they was eating before they decided in their mind they was gonna stop. So try to put yourself on a down step plan where maybe you go a day or 2 without sugar until you gradually build up a tolerance that you don't need the sugar in your life. Number 3, this one's a big one. You would be surprised how many foods sneak sugar into your foods. Remember I showed you in the last video, there are over 60 different designations for sugar. So I want you all to start reading food labels, and understanding the various different words that make up sugar. I've showed them to you before. You see them scrolling across the screen now. If you see a lot of that, and then you go look at the nutrients in the food, carbs and sugar, it gives you an indication of how much sugar is in that food. They say the average American is eating about 80 grams of sugar a day, and that's just too much. You want to try to keep your sugar intake to about 25 grams a day or less. So start understanding food labels, learn to read them, and start knowing what's in your food, and that'll help you eliminate some of the sugars. Number 4, you want to avoid sugar from your drinks. When I'm working with clients, the first thing I put them on is there can be no sugar from what you drink. You need to stick to your waters, your teas, your coffees, and if you're going to use a sweetener, use liquid stevia. You know, it doesn't give you some of the same effects as regular sugar does on your insulin, but the easiest place to take advantage of removing sugar in your life is from your drinks. I've got people and friends that drink 4 or 5 sodas a day. You know, that's well over 100 grams of sugar, and they don't realize that they're addicted to sugar because they think that they're drinking it, and because they're not eating it, they're not addicted. Either way you look at it, it's creating an addiction situation. And so evaluate what you're drinking and see if you can remove the sugar out of your drinks altogether. And last but not least, incorporate daily activity. During cardio, hitting the weights releases these feel-good hormones called endorphins. Those endorphins can then oftentimes replace the feeling you get from sugar. At least it did for me, because sugar made me feel good. It made me feel like I could get on stage, tell jokes like a real deal comedian. And sometimes that's one of the things that'll help you overcome the sugar addiction, because not only are you going to get the endorphins, but once you work out hard, you really don't feel like putting junk in your body. Your body just wants clean foods, healthy foods to replenish itself, and you really don't feel like you want that junk. And those are some of my tips to help you overcome and break up with sugar and do it on a permanent basis so that you guys can go out there and keep making those life gains. If you have found the information on this channel helpful, please like my video, share my video, consider joining my Patreon. I do giveaways at the Patreon. If you want a meal plan, you want a better understanding of what's going on in your individual diet walk, come over to Patreon, subscribe to the Patreon, send me a message so that I can kind of counsel with you. And that's a quick way for me to respond and help get you back on track. That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like my video, comment, and subscribe. Go get yourself a life game. Let's go ahead and break up with sugar and see if we can make those fitness goals come true in 2018 that we all so desperately want. Until that next Sex is Hell video, I'll see you.